You okay, buddy? You okay?
Program now. First of all, I'd like to introduce who are on the stage. On my right, Sharif Mia. He will be chairing the meeting. We've got the special guest. Everybody knows her. Ex-Home Office Minister, Baroness Sayeeda Warsi. Today, here as a chief guest. We've got the local MP candidate, Kamran Ghafoor, and the local councillor, Riaz Alam.
Rahmanir-Rahim. Kul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad.
Yeah, should be.
Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم আমি বাংলায় বলবো এখানে অধিকাংশ বাঙালি আর আমি sorry for this because I'm speaking in Bangla because there is lots of all of Bengali viewers and for you that he will be translate if any confidential word আসসালাম আর অনুষ্ঠান সঞ্চালনায় মোস্তাক ভাই সহ উপস্থিত কনজারভেটিভ এবং লোকাল নেতৃবৃন্দ বক্তব্য শুরুতেই কোল্ডার্স ওয়ার্ডের পক্ষ থেকে আপনাদেরকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছি I'm here to welcome to the Sayeeda Warsi and Kamran Ghafoor to come to the Colders Ward to participate. পত্রপত্রিকা দেখছেন আমরা আমাদের নির্বাচনী ইশতেহার ঘোষণা করেছেন ব্রিটেনের প্রাইমগালি কাউন্সিলর কর্তৃক নেতৃত্ব দিয়ে আসছেন তিনজন কাউন্সিলর অধ্যুষিত এলাকা থেকে নেটওয়েস্ট ব্যাংকটাকে এখান থেকে সরিয়ে নেওয়া হয়েছে কারণ আমাদের ছেলেরা ড্রাগে আমি আশ্বস্ত করতে চাই আগামী নির্বাচনে যদি আমরা জয়লাভ করি গোল্ডার্স ওয়ার্ড থেকে যদি কনজারভেটিভ এখানে একটা স্কুল ছিল আমাদের ছেলেমেয়েরা লেখাপড়া করতো ছেলেমেয়েদেরকে জিজ্ঞাসা করবেন আপনারা অনেক ছেলেমেয়েরা শুধু নামেই কাউন্সিলর বড় বড় কাউন্সিলর বড় বড় দেখেছেন এই অসুবিধাটার সমাধান বর্তমানে আছি এবং ভবিষ্যতে থাকবো ইনশাআল্লাহ কনজারভেটিভ পার্টি জয়।
Assalamu alaikum. I need to give a special thanks to our chief guest, Baroness Sayeeda Warsi, and also our guest, Kamran Ghafoor, attending today, and everyone that has taken the time to come today. I have nominated to represent Oldham Ward. I will take your support on the forthcoming election on the party taking. আপনারা আজ সব আসার জন্য আমার অন্তঃস্থল থেকে আপনারাকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। আপনার কোল্ডার্স ওয়ার্ডে অনেক সমস্যা আছে তিনজন কাউন্সিলর তাহা সত্ত্বেও কেউ এই সমস্যার সমাধান কেউ করতেছেন না।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম নাহমাদুহু ওয়া নুসাল্লিমু আলা রাসূলিহিল কারীম আম্মা বা'দ ফাআউযু বিল্লাহি মিনাশ শাইতানির রাজীম বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম। First of all, I'd like to say thank you for everybody for attending this afternoon. I won't take a lot of your time because I know you're all dying to hear Baroness Warsi speak. All I want to say really is that for far too long the Labour Party has actually taken us for granted. They take our vote for granted, they don't go on the streets, they don't knock on any doors anymore, they're not bothered, they're very complacent. Our parliamentarian, Mr. Michael Meacher, it's not we need a strong local voice, a person who can actually represent our community at a local level, because we have problems. And I didn't understand exactly what the brother said, but I'm sure he was talking about the network linked with Michael Meacher or anybody else or the councillors, but they could have actually taken a stand and they could have taken a stance against it and protested, but what did they do? They did absolutely nothing. And these are the things that matter to us, and you need a local person who uses these facilities to understand exactly what we're going to be going through. So this is why I want everybody here to go out and think about it. Forget about what people say about the Conservative Party. Vote for a local candidate. Vote for somebody who will actually go to Parliament, inshallah, if elected, and represent what is needed for you and for your children and for the future of our communities here. So thank you very much. I won't take any more of your time, and I'll pass it over.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. Can I start by apologising? Unfortunately, we were tied up in another event and therefore we were a little bit delayed in coming here, but thank you for taking time to be here. I had the privilege of working very closely with the British Bangladeshi community when I was in government. I was born about 2 days after Bangladesh was born in 1971. And so when I was 40, I celebrated my 40th in Sylhet. Because I felt that I needed to celebrate my 40th when Bangladesh was celebrating its 40th. But I also had the privilege of being the United Kingdom Minister with responsibility for Bangladesh for 2.5 years. I had an opportunity to travel to Bangladesh on many occasions and got to know both Sheikh Hasina and Khalda Zia very, very well. And it was an opportunity really for us to try and build on that relationship. It was a difficult time in Bangladesh. The elections were incredibly toxic in many ways in the way in which the election results played out. And I sincerely hope and pray that Bangladeshi politics returns back to a much more stable footing in due course. I was also part of the effort which looked at some of the challenges that happened during the war in '71. And we hosted a number of events in 2013 around the Conference on Preventing Sexual Violence in Conflict and trying to deal with some of the atrocities that were committed during the '71 conflict. And I felt it was important to do that, despite the fact that my parents originate from Pakistan. I felt that there were many, many things which we have as communities together. And I felt that it's also important to say that when wrong is done, for us to acknowledge that. And it was really in the vein of honest politics, principled politics, standing for something, not just saying what people want to hear, but believing in something. Leadership is incredibly difficult. Leadership is not glamorous. Leadership is not easy. Leadership, if done properly, is a huge responsibility. And that's why it's important that when we elect people and select people to be in positions of leadership, we do so with people who we know are, one, committed to the communities in which they come, but secondly, are prepared to take principled positions. What you have with Kamran and Riaz here in Oldham are two people who are rooted in this community. They have been raised in these communities. They have done business in these communities for many, many years. What you feel, they feel. The challenges you have, they have. The concerns you have, they have. And these are not just passing concerns. They're not going to talk to you about them today and then leave and go live in another town. These are concerns which they will live with because they live here. And that's why my urge today for you, and the reason why I've come out to campaign and support both of them. My urge is really, it's time to stand up and be counted. It's time to say that we want somebody here locally who cares, who will be prepared to represent us, and who will be brave enough to raise their voice when it matters. And what I'm confident about in the two candidates that you have here are brave people who will be prepared to raise their voice when it matters. And for me, it's important for me to have brave people in my party, because when they are brave, I'm even braver. Thank you very much.